Hello everyone, myself Vijay Joshi. Today we are going to discuss the model answer paper of History Civics for Cyclic Test 3 of Standard 10th. The paper is of 50 marks, time allotted 1 hour 15 minutes. Now this paper is divided into short answers of 1 mark and 2 marks each and the structured answer for 3 and 4 marks. Let's start with the part 1 of 20 marks, where the first question is of 2 marks each and there are 5 answers of history. So the first one is, in 1856, Lord Dalhousie annexed Awadh to the company's dominions on the pretext of alleged misrule. If you have written correct, give yourself 2 marks. Answer 2. According to the provisions of the Inam Commission of 1852, the British confiscated 20,000 estates when the landlords failed to produce evidence like title deeds by which they held the land. This drove the landed aristocracy to poverty. 2 points mentioned, give yourself 2 on 2. Answer 3. Vyomesh Chandra Banerjee, Dadabhai Naoroji, and Gopal Krishna Gokhale are the early nationalists of the Indian National Congress. 2 marks for mentioning the names. Answer 4. Dadabhai Naoroji's view on Indian economy are given in his work entitled Poverty and an Un-British Rule in India. Answer 5. Gopal Krishna Gokhale was known as the companion of Indian Empire. 2 marks for specifying the title with the name. So if you have written all the 5 answers correct, it's 10 on 10. Going to question number 2, which is based on civics, where 10 questions are asked for 1 mark each. So the first answer is, the President is the head of the state and the supreme commander of the defense forces of India. Answer 2. The President shall hold office for a term of 5 years from the date on which he enters upon his office. Answer 3. The President is elected indirectly by the members of an electoral college. Answer 4. Under Article 123, the President can promulgate an ordinance which has the same status as an Act of Parliament. Answer 5. The Constitution makes provision for national emergency, breakdown of constitutional machinery, and financial emergency. 5 marks for the 5 correct answers. Answer number 6. Under Article 75, subsection 3 of the Constitution, the Council of Ministers shall be collectively responsible to the House of the People, that is Lok Sabha House. Answer 7. Cabinet ministers, ministers of state, and deputy ministers are the categories of ministers in the Council of Ministers. So you have to mention about the 3 different ministers in the Council of Ministers. Answer 8. The Prime Minister is the head of the Union Council of Ministers. Answer 9. The Council of Ministers are appointed by the President on the advice of the Prime Minister. Answer 10. The Cabinet advises the President to issue ordinances when the Parliament is not in session. If the rest 5 answers are correct, give yourself 5 on 5. So 1 mark for 1 point mentioned in all the 10 answers. Now going to the next question, the next set. Just a minute. Yes. That is the part 2 for again the structured answers. The question number 3 is based on history. You have to write down 3 points for 3 marks. So the first answer is racial discrimination. Point number 1. The British officers were rude and arrogant towards the Indians. They believed that they were superior to Indians and followed a policy of contempt towards the Indians. Point number 2. They dubbed the Muslims as cruel and unfaithful. Some European officers ill-treated and insulted Indians. The last point, such acts of unjust discrimination alienated the British from the Indian masses. If you have written all the 3 points correctly, give yourself 3 on 3. The second question was based on decay of cottage industries and handicrafts. The answer is for 3 marks, so you have to mention the 3 points. Point number 1. Heavy duties on Indian silk and cotton textiles in Britain destroyed Indian industries. On the other hand, British goods were imported into India at a normal duty. Next point. By the middle of 19th century, export of cotton and silk goods from India practically ceased. The art of spinning and weaving, which for ages had given employment to thousands of artisans, became extinct. The last point, the misery of the artisans was further compounded by the disappearance of their traditional patrons and buyers, the princes, chieftains, and zamindars. So these are the 3 points to be mentioned for decay of cottage industries and handicrafts. If they are correctly written, give yourself 3 on 3. The last answer for question number 3 is about poor performance of British troops during First War of Independence 1857. The question is for 4 marks, so you have to mention the 4 points. First point, the British Army suffered major losses in the First Afghan War, 1838 to 42, in the Punjab Wars, 1845 till 49, and in the Crimean War from 1853 to 56. Point number 2. In 1855 to 56, the Santhal tribesmen of Bihar and Bengal, armed with axes and bows, rose up against the British, temporarily sweeping away the British rule from their area. The next point. Though the British suppressed the Santhal uprising, the disasters they suffered broke the myth that the British were invincible. Last point. It further revealed to the Indian soldiers that the British army could be defeated by the determined Indian army. So if you have written all the points correctly, give yourself 4 on 4. With this, we complete the the question number 3. Now going to the next question, which is also based on history. Again, the first answer for 3 marks. Gokhale favored the use of constitutional means to achieve his goals. He opposed the policies of the British government wherever necessary. He criticized the government on issues such as, point number 1, incurring huge expenditure on the British Army. Point 2, adopting the policy of racial discrimination in appointments to high posts. Point 3, imposing production tax on cotton. He made a strong plea for the reform of the legislative councils and separation of judiciary from the executive. So if you have mentioned any 3 points correctly, it's 3 on 3. Answer 2 of question number 4. Dadabhai Naoroji's role in Congress. This answer is again for 3 marks, so you have to write down the 3 points. Dadabhai's role in the Congress was praiseworthy. He took an active part in the foundation of the Indian National Congress and was elected as its president thrice in 1886, 1893, and 1906 respectively. Point number 2. Resolutions on self-government, boycott, Swadeshi, and national education were passed by the Congress under his presidentship. The last point. The credit for demanding Swaraj from the Congress platform for the very first time in 1906 goes to him. In his presidential address, he said that the Congress wanted self-government or Swaraj like that of the United Kingdom or the colonies of the British. If the 3 points are mentioned correctly, give yourself 3 on 3. The last question, based on 4 marks, is the objective of the early nationalists. So the second method or the second set of objective of the early nationalists was to influence the British government and the British public. To achieve this objective, they followed the following methods. Point number 1, they made use of the 3 Ps, that is petitions, prayers, and protest. They sent petitions, requests, and letters of protest to the British government to look into the problems of the Indians. Point number 2. A British committee of the Indian National Congress was set up in London in 1889, which published a weekly journal, India, to present India's case before the British public. The third point, deputations of Indian leaders were sent to Britain. These political leaders carried on active propaganda in Britain. For example, Dadabhai Naoroji spent a major part of his life in Britain to create awareness among British people and politicians about the plight of Indians. So these are the 3 points for the objective of the early nationalists. If you have written all the points correctly, give yourself 4 on 4. With this, we complete the 2 structured questions of history section. Now the last question, number 5, is based on civics. These are again the structure answers for 3 and 4 marks each. Starting with the first answer, that is executive powers of the president. So first point, head of the union administration. All executive orders are issued in the name of the president. All the union officials are his subordinates. Point number 2, appointment of officials of the state. The president makes appointments to key posts to run the government's administration. He appoints the prime minister and the council of ministers on the prime minister's advice. He summons the leader of the majority group in the parliament and asks him to form the government. Next, the Chief Justice and the judges of the Supreme Court and the High Courts. The governors of the states, that's the third appointment of the officials of the state. Point number 3, control over the state government. The union government may give necessary directions to a state. During president's rule, the control of the union government over states is complete. And the last point is union territories and border areas. The administration of the union territories and the border areas is the responsibility of the president. So these are the 4 executive powers of the president. If you have mentioned it correctly, give yourself 4 on 4. The second answer is Council of Ministers. Okay, this answer is for 3 marks, where we have to mention the difference between the Council of Ministers and the Cabinet. Starting with the Council of Ministers, point number 1, the Council of Ministers consists of all categories of ministers, that is cabinet ministers, ministers of state, and deputy ministers. Point number 2, the Prime Minister may or may not consult the other ministers below the rank of cabinet ministers. Point number 3, in the day-to-day working of the government, the Council of Ministers as a whole rarely meets. And the last point, according to the Constitution, the President acts on the advice of the Council of Ministers. In reality, it is not the Council of Ministers, but the Cabinet which advises the President. Now, these were the points for Council of Ministers. As compared to it, let's see the points of Cabinet. The Cabinet is a smaller group consisting of senior ministers holding important portfolios such as defense, finance, home, etc. Next point, they are the most trusted colleagues of the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister always consults them. The decisions of the Cabinet are binding on all the ministers. Point number 3, the Cabinet is a small cohesive group of senior ministers who determine the policy and program of the government. So they meet as frequently as possible. And the last point, in day-to-day governance of the country, the Cabinet advises the President through the Prime Minister. So these are the 4 differentiations between the Cabinet and Council of Ministers. If you have mentioned the 3 points in both correctly, then give yourself 3 on 3. Now the last answer is individual responsibility of the Prime Minister. You have to mention the 3 points for 3 marks. So the first point is, the ministers are individually responsible to the President. That is, they hold office during the pleasure of the President and may be dismissed by him, of course, on the advice of the Prime Minister, even when they may have the confidence of the legislature. Point number 2, each minister is answerable to Parliament for the department under his control. It is obligatory, compulsory, for him to answer all the questions asked by the Member of Parliament regarding the functioning of his department. The last point, every minister is responsible for matters such as personal lapse, departure from official policy by him or by his department, next, breach of oath or secrecy, and so on. There are many occasions when a minister has owned responsibility for the mistakes or shortcomings of the department under him and resigned from his post. So these are the 3 individual responsibilities of the Prime Minister. If you have written it correctly, it's 3 on 3. With this, we end the discussion of the model answer paper of 50 marks. Students who have scored correct, very well done. Okay, and those who have not, better luck next time. Goodbye, everyone.